Bleacher Report just proposed an insane trade idea for one of the key members of the Oklahoma City Thunder's starting five, and we're going to talk about that here today on Thunder Digest. What up? It's Bryson Akins here with another video for you guys today. Before we get all this, though, I just want to take a moment and thank you guys for getting us to 500 subscribers on the channel. I set that goal on Wednesday for you guys when we were just roughly over 400 subs, and you guys absolutely crushed it. I said by the end of the week, and you got it here on Friday. So like I mentioned, once again, thank you guys so much, and let's try to aim for 600 now. Keep increasing in those 100 subs intervals, and I know eventually we'll reach 1,000 and keep on growing because you guys are some of the greatest fans here ever to exist in the NBA. Thunder Nation, keep on getting those sub goals up for me. You guys are the best. I appreciate y'all so much, and we'll go ahead and keep getting into the video and making some more great content. Now, for the main part here that I want to talk to you guys about. There is a guy that could potentially be gone by the start of the 2024-2025 season. And you guys may have an idea who we're talking about when you look at the thumbnail, when you look at the title. You know, he was also at the center of some trade talks at the beginning of the season as he had a rough start to the year. And we're talking about Josh Giddey here. Yep, we're right. Oklahoma City Thunder guard Josh Giddey, according to Bleacher Report, could be the trade this offseason for the Thunder where we get rid of him and move on from him. As, yes, we do have some cap trouble that we have to kind of figure out beforehand. He's also not playing like the guy that he used to be because he had a rough start this season. He did pick it up, though, post-All-Star break, like I talked with you guys before in a previous video about Josh Giddey. But he is a guy that could be gone, and this is what they had to say about him in this article. Josh Giddey is still an important part of the young Thunder, although not as much as in previous years. The addition of Chet Holmgren and the emergence of Jalen Williams led to Giddey seeing a decrease in shot attempts, scoring, rebounding, and assists this season while his minutes were cut to just 25.1 a game. The 21-year-old would draw a lot of attention on the trade market as 6'8" point guards with his kind of versatility don't come around very often. If the Thunder don't feel like they can pay all their young players max or near max deals, he could be the odd man out. OKC doesn't need to shop Josh Giddey for draft picks, but it probably only moves him if he gets some win-now talent back in return. There's no reason to trade the Australian now, but Sam Presti and companies should at least listen to incoming phone calls and see what value exists. And so, even Bleacher Report has said there that it's not a for sure guarantee Josh Giddey could be gone. It's one of those things where got to feel out the market, got to see what other teams are willing to give up to get Josh Giddey in return, especially after he's about to come off the end of his rookie contract, where we can also talk about that a little bit in the video to see if it's worth trading him. But even Bleacher Report said right there, it's not really, a very, for sure it's going to happen situation. It's one of those things where if we can get a guy that for sure is going to help us out more than Josh Giddey will, and there are a few guys out there on the trade market that definitely can. Once again, like I mentioned, it's one of those things, is the value we're getting in return better, and we're not trying to get more draft picks, as we know we have a ton of draft picks. It's just a matter of getting the talent in return now for Josh Giddey, as he is kind of a high-profile guy, as I've seen in the comment section of you guys talking about it. I saw someone, I can't remember who it was, but I did see someone mention about how he would be a perfect fit for the Spurs. And so it could be one of those things where if the Spurs have some young talent that we're very interested in, or some win-now talent we could trade Josh Giddey for, once again, like I mentioned, could be one of those things where you're like, yeah, we'll send him off, we'll get this guy in return, as he just fits in better with the squad. However, I do think he's an integral part of it, because he's really our playmaker on this floor. He's really our point guard. I know SGA he's our point guard. Josh Giddey acts more of a point guard than him because SGA is our number one option, whereas Giddey, he's kind of facilitating the offense and he's getting everything going. And this kind of leads into why I'm going to talk about if the Thunder should part ways with Josh Giddey, and I don't think they should. I think it's too early to part ways with him. I think you got to keep on looking at, sure, he had an off year. This is his third season in the league, and he's only 21 years old. As when you look at the stats, sure, he regressed a little bit. In 31 minutes a game in his rookie season, he had 12.5 points, shot 26% from behind the arc and 41% from the field, had 7.8 rebounds, 6.4 assists a game along with a steal, but over 3 turnovers. And then you look at him in 2022 to 2023 when his minutes decreased, when we got the addition of Jalen Williams, J-Dub there. His minutes decreased just a tad bit. They're still at 31, but went from 31.5 to 31.1. But when you look at it, his points increased, his efficiency increased. He went from a 41.9 field goal percentage shooter to a 48.2 from behind the arc, 26.3 to 32.5. And some of his other numbers slightly either increased or decreased a little bit. for the better. Rebounds stayed around the same, along with assists, blocks, steals. But when you look at it, his turnovers decreased by a little bit. That is very noticeable, from 3.2 to 2.8. And then you look at it this year. He played in 80 games, and he started in all 80, but his minutes did decrease because he had a little bit of a rough stretch. He only played 25.2 minutes per game, but once again, his shooting numbers kind of increased there. He stayed around the same with his field goal percentage, but his three-point percentage went up substantially from 32.5 to 33.7. Oh, I misread that. It wasn't substantially, but it's an increase. You can see that he's getting more comfortable taking threes. Even on the court, when you're looking at him playing, he's taking more threes. Then you look at it, free throw percentage number has been increasing every year, 73.1 to 80.6. Rebounds number dropped off a little bit, but that's natural. When you look at it, he's not playing as many minutes, but his steals and blocks remain around the same. Assist numbers dropped down by almost 2, and then his points per game dropped down to 12.3, a career low. But once again, like I mentioned, this is only his third season, so it's really early to kind of drop off the Josh Giddey train there. I think we still got to let him play out a little bit. I don't think it's time to trade him. I think he is a very, very important part of this team. As you notice, his turnover numbers keep on decreasing. He's becoming a lot smarter with the passes he's making, and he really is our facilitator, all right? Our offensive facilitator. He's really getting it done down there, really setting the offense going and getting a lot of guys open and finding the right guy to pass it to get the quick bucket. Sure, he doesn't get assists all the times, but we also know there's a bunch of playmakers on this team, whereas he knows in a situation, he sees a mismatch, he gets to that person, he lets them go to work and do what they do best. And like I mentioned, it's kind of early to drop off that and everything, but when you also look at it contract-wise, you can kind of be thinking, oh man, is the contract going to be too much to kind of keep him? Well, Bleacher Report also had this article back in March saying the Oklahoma City Thunder have built patiently, but the bills are coming due. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is at max salary, but Josh Giddey will become extension eligible this summer. He's difficult to price and has something in common with Jaden McDaniels as an integral part of a greater whole. Giddey takes significant pressure off Gilgeous-Alexander when defenses try to target the all-star guard. He needs to improve as a shooter, but his height and vision make him integral to what's working in Oklahoma City. And there's one thing I want to focus on there. It's Bleacher Report saying that he has a lot of stuff in common with Jaden McDaniels, including the salary. That is very important to look at, because when you're looking at the salary-wise, this is what Jaden McDaniels is making right now per year. 22 mil, 24 mil, 26, slowly increasing by almost 2 mil per year. But starting off at 22 mil there for a 5-year extension, that is very doable with Josh Giddey. And I think that's around what he's worth. I think if we can offer that and extend him to that kind of deal, it could definitely play in our favor for years to come, because J-Dub and Chet will be free agents at the same time. We can extend them as well. And so that allows us to keep our key four components for this Thunder starting 5 and squad in SGA, Giddey, Chet, and J-Dub. Lou Dort might have to be that odd man out, but we have a 3-and-D player coming up in Cason Wallace. I would love to keep Dort. I would love to. I don't have his salary on standby right now. I can't look at it at the moment. But I would love to keep Dort, as he is one of the better defensive players in the league, if not the best. It doesn't show on the stat sheet, but he can lock down your favorite player in the league no matter what. And so it would be great to keep him. However, we can replace him. We can find a guy to step into that role, such as if we go get a Nicholas Claxton, like I've been preaching, go get another big guy to help out down low on defense. It could definitely help us out, because SGA has great perimeter defense. J-Dub plays good defense. Chet has good defense. And the only guy lacking in the defensive side of the ball in the starting 5 is Josh Giddey. That's the only part that kind of makes me question if we should keep him. But however, his court awareness, what he does on the offensive side, is so great for us, and that's why I think we need to keep him. And we really shouldn't trade him quite yet. I think it's too early to do that. When you look at the stats, he's been increasing efficiently, like in his efficiency wise, and his shooting numbers, they've been increasing. He's becoming more aware on the court. He's been getting a lot more confidence back as of late. So like I mentioned, a little too early to trade him. Now, if he has a off season here at the beginning of the season next year as well, maybe you do kind of trade him. Maybe you do trade him, but what I do say is you keep him around and then you try to extend him once he becomes a free agent. But that's all I have for this video. Once again, like I mentioned, thank you guys for getting us to 500 subs here on Thunder Digest. Y'all are the greatest fans ever in the world. We'll catch you guys in the next video.